Welcome back, everyone. I wanted to start this video before we get into any numbers and the price action that happened. I want to start this video by answering. Well, I guess Elon answered the question is, I guess, whenever he doesn't tweet about Dogecoin or doesn't allude to anything over, or in my opinion, a short period of time, people start asking questions like, okay, is he really going to do it? Is it still going to happen? Is he still even, thinking about Dogecoin? Has the SEC silenced Elon on Dogecoin and stuff like that? And he mentioned it the other day on the Super Bowl, but he's also put out a few memes today. This one saying that the new CEO is amazing, so much better than the other guy. And of course, he has a Doge here. And the Twitter here, so some Twitter payments, his little laptop. Another page here, he's great with numbers. And a final one here, and has fire style here with the Steve Jobs outfit. So this is, and it's definitely alluding that he's still integrating Twitter with Dogecoin with Twitter, and that he certainly hasn't abandoned the idea or moved on from the idea. And I released a video, let's say last week, pretty much going over the reasons, my number one reasons for supporting Dogecoin and why I believe what makes it the difference, but in the top 10 crypto and gives it that edge for payments and stuff like that, because it's not going to be a matter of businesses being afraid of things like FTX and bankruptcies and all that kind of good stuff. This is a lot of times it's looked at as a con when you say, oh, okay, well, one man is having that much influence over the coin, but that checks one of the main boxes that you need to have a thriving community around a coin, which is leadership. And when you have that ability for someone to actually be at its sole discretion to say, okay, yes, we're going to have this at Twitter, or no, we're not going to have this at Twitter. There isn't a board or shareholders saying, we don't really like Dogecoin, do Bitcoin instead. It cuts out a lot of the red tape. So I actually view that as a pro that Elon has that ability here. And this is one of my main reasons for supporting Dogecoin and believing in its longevity and it having the capability of becoming a force to reckon with when it comes down to online payments. So this here, this nod to Dogecoin with Twitter still is certainly, I'm gonna say, comforting, because I'll never, unless he says he's not going to do it anymore, I believe it's in the works. I know he's working on a lot of different things as far as for improving Twitter, but this nod to Dogecoin just kind of solidifies that. And it also gives a reason to kind of quiet down some of the noise that you hear, because if he doesn't tweet about it every day, that means that he's not interested in it anymore. So I know sometimes people are impatient, but overall, this here is obviously very good for Doge and very good for Twitter, in my opinion. And let's go ahead and take a look over at the charts. Okay, so with this announcement, of course, we've seen a rally back up, which we're pretty much building. We kind of bounced off of the previous resistance line here. I extended it out because sometimes this does happen, and it pretty much can create a new wedge almost. So we'll see on the retest here. But pretty much we had the support level here, and this was previous resistance, and then we established support, and then went up, and we had this intersection. And as you can see, we broke the support here, and came down, and the previous resistance has become support, and we bounced twice off of it, and we're going back up. So even before Elon with this message, we had already got a rejection to the downside. So you don't have to think saying, oh, we would have crashed back down. We were headed toward crashing back down prior to Elon's announcement. Not true. We got a rejection here. And I'm sure this candle can certainly, we'll see where we close at, but this candle can certainly fill this gap up here back into the 9 range. But ultimately, we were on an upward trajectory here because we did get the rejection to the downside. Now, if we fill this up to the 9 range, it's not saying that we're going to get a rejection there. It's not really any strong indication that will happen. And it's not saying that we can extend this out and see. Let's keep it steady here. If this is going to rally back up to 9.8, which wouldn't be out of the question either, because this would still be below previous rejection. So even if we came back up to retest that 9.8 range, it wouldn't be like crazy, like, oh my god, it's rallying to the moon or something like that. This is something we've saw recently. So if we did fill with that aggressiveness, that's not a big deal. But ultimately, we know that the macros that came out were certainly disappointing. We came in over expectations. I know the market did some type of unicorn trick and rallied anyway, even though CPI numbers are terrible. But overall, this means that there's not likely. I'll do a video on that probably separately later today. But overall, this means that we're probably not likely to see a pivot soon. But the beautiful thing about Doge, and like we were saying, that, like I titled this video saying, this is the only catalyst I need. When we start having individual catalysts, you can start to go against the grain, which is perfectly fine. I do believe Doge kind of needs that difference to just kind of stand on its own, so that it's not always subjective completely, at least, to the temperament of Bitcoin and institutions. So once you have that, enough of those differentials, you can start to kind of see it appreciate and maintain some of those levels that are maybe a little different or a little higher than previously, based off of, the temperament of the market or how shorts are feeling at that particular time. And let's take a look here at shorts, by the way. I don't believe that they've come back in. There's way too much uncertainty short position right now, especially if the momentum hasn't weakened. Yeah, they're not back in. So they're more than likely they wouldn't strike unless momentum was weakened. And once they kind of can gauge how strong this movement's going to be with Elon. So, and because Elon tweeted this later at night, the vast majority of people, I was saying late at night, but the majority of people are probably not even going to hear about this or see this until later today. It's around 5 a.m. right now. So the majority of people haven't even seen that tweet yet. So price action, even for this current candle that we're on, probably hasn't matched yet. So we haven't even seen where this candle is going to go yet. So we'll have to kind of monitor that over the next few hours. So overall, no short action. But as far as for Doge, this is certainly great. This is a nod and answers the question. Twitter payments are on the way. Twitter and Doge's integration. This is going to certainly be a historic moment for crypto. And ultimately, this can benefit the coin, not just for a price action or scheduling it around a moon launch or some type of hype event for a quick price rally. This is something that can add longevity to the coin and breathe life into the coin and have it literally operate within a purpose, so that it's remove a lot of the volatility as well, depending on how many users are actually interacting with the coin. So this can answer a lot of the questions that were circulating around the whole meme coin phase and stuff. So if rest assured, as of right now, Elon has removed all doubt that he is still in the works for having Twitter payments. So that is my update. If you like anything I had to say, like the video, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel. We are chugging along toward 50K. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the next video.
Try.